Hello, welcome to my channel. In the previous video of class 12 physics, we have discussed about the Ampere's circuital law, which is very useful in finding the expression of magnetic field for a current carrying wire or circular loop, straight wire with the very less effort. You know that magnetic field is determined, the magnetic field direction is determined using right hand thumb rule. So if the wire is a straight one carrying current, then magnetic field is determined. How the right hand thumb rule is used? That is, if the right hand thumb denotes the direction of current in the wire and curling of finger around the wire denotes the magnetic field lines in the form of concentric circles. Then magnetic field lines are concentric circles and current flowing in the wire like this. So its direction is, magnetic field line is at any point tangent drawn on the circle, you will find the direction of magnetic field at that point. If the wire is in the form of circular loop, this is the circular loop, suppose the current is flowing in this way like this, then again right hand thumb rule is used here like this. Now the current will show the direction of current, fingers will show the direction of current through the circular loop, and this thumb will give you the direction of magnetic field. So magnetic field will be perpendicular to the plane and the current is flowing in this way. Why I am telling these two things? Because these two are combinedly used. You should know this before reading the today's magnetic field determination of solenoid. Today we will discuss the magnetic field of a solenoid. Before this discussion, please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon. In the magnetic field of a solenoid, then what is solenoid? First we see that what is solenoid. Solenoid is a helical shape or long helix of closely wound wires. What are these wires? Insulated copper wires wound on a cardboard or china clay tube. Suppose this is the tube and these are the windings of the wire. I have shown them separated, but the closed windings in the form of helix. This is the solenoid. You know, if the copper wires are there, if the current is flowing through that, then you have just now seen that if the current is flowing through the single loop, then suppose the current is flowing like this or current is flowing like this, then this loop has magnetic field at the center. So many loops are there. Suppose I put here that so many loops are there and current flowing through them is like this, then all the loops will have their magnetic field. All the magnetic fields, their vector sum is the magnetic field of a solenoid. So what is solenoid? A long wire is wound on a china clay or cardboard tube and in the form of helix. Solenoid is a long helix. Now we have seen that suppose this is the circular loop, then if the current is flowing through the circular loop like this, at this point and at this point, how will you get the magnetic field lines? At this point, the magnetic field lines will be in the form of circles. So how will you draw the circle if the direction of current through single loop is like this? You know that from the center the magnetic field lines, how will you apply? You apply the thumb rule. So for these this will be the magnetic field at the center. Thumb will denote the magnetic field. So this is for the this board, thumb is denoted by this, and all the field lines, this is the magnetic field lines. You will show that the magnetic field lines will be here and here magnetic field lines will be in the form of concentric circle, and this is the direction of magnetic field lines through a single loop. So this we have shown here using right hand thumb rule. So for a single current carrying loop, this is the current loop, and these are the magnetic field lines. How these concentric circles? I will show here that for a single current carrying loop, suppose this is the straight one portion at this extreme, then straight portion the current is in this direction. So you put the thumb in this direction, then these are the circular loops of magnetic field, that is magnetic field lines in the form of concentric circles. Similarly here, so these are shown here. Look how the straight current carrying conductor is supposed to be the part of the circular loop at these two extremes, which I have shown in the form of concentric circles. Solenoid is made up of so many circular loops. How the solenoid is made up? This, suppose this is the circular loop, so these all are like this. So we see that if the circular loop is like this and the long solenoid, that means ideal solenoid is that solenoid for which the length of the solenoid is larger, very large as compared to the diameter. Today we will discuss the magnetic field of long solenoid. So many circular loops. I have shown the magnetic field of a single circular loop, and this is like this. As per the direction of current, the magnetic field is here. What we have observed, suppose this solenoid, its longitudinal section I have shown here. Look, these are the circular loops. I have shown the stressed one, otherwise the closed windings are there. So in the stressed loop we find that, suppose for the single loop, the current comes out here at the topmost point where the dots are made, the current comes out, that it leaves the loop, and at the bottom the current enters. So what is the direction of current? Suppose for this loop, this one, the direction of current is this. How? The direction of current for topmost point, it is coming perpendicular upward, so it is shown by dot, and here cross. So for 3 loops I have shown here that these are the points. Suppose you tilt this, you make like this, you make by rotation of 90 degree, then it will become a single loop like this. And solenoid is made up of so many loops like this. So all the loops I have shown the longitudinal cross section. These are the direction of currents, and the topmost point of the loop behaves like the straight wire. So concentric circular magnetic field lines are shown here at the top one, and here the current enters, so these are the cross, and concentric circular lines are shown at the bottom or the lowermost point of the loop. Net magnetic field of the solenoid. How will you find the net magnetic field? We find that the net magnetic field of the solenoid is the magnetic field produced by all the loops, its vector sum. How can we say here? Look at this cross section, that the magnetic field at points close to a single loop here. So magnetic field at points close to the single turn of the solenoid is in the form of concentric circular loops that of a straight current carrying. We have shown here, suppose for the straight current carrying conductor, then magnetic field is a circular loop or concentric circular lines. The resultant field of the solenoid is the vector sum of the fields due to all the turns of the solenoid, and obviously we have seen here the fields due to the neighboring turns add up along the axis of the solenoid. How? This along the axis of the solenoid. What is the axis of the solenoid? This, suppose I have shown the long solenoid, that axis means a line passing through the center of the solenoid along its length. So what do we observe? That due to all loops along the axis of the solenoid, the magnetic field is the vector sum of all the magnetic fields produced by all the loops. What do we observe? That these magnetic field lines cancel. They are cancelled out in the perpendicular direction. That is, look here, the field lines, this is very weak, and for the long solenoid, what do you mean by long solenoid? Its length is large as compared to diameter. So for the long solenoid, here at the outer point, magnetic field is 0. That is, B at the outside of solenoid is 0. I have shown this actual solenoid, real solenoid. Its length is not very large as compared to diameter. So actually outside the solenoid, the magnetic field in the direction perpendicular to its length is supposed to be very weak, and for ideal one it is 0. So overall it can be said that magnetic field of a solenoid that is long helix of wire is along the axis of the solenoid, and outside the solenoid magnetic field is 0 for the ideal one. How to calculate the magnetic field? We'll use Ampere's circuital law, which states that line integral of magnetic field around a closed loop is equal to mu naught I, where I is the net current enclosed by the loop. We have read earlier. We will apply here for the solenoid, and I have shown this long solenoid. These dots represent the current. These dots and cross are denoting the closed windings of the loops. Here the current leaves, here the current enters. And look, the magnetic field along the axis in the form of parallel, and this magnetic field is uniform magnetic field. Why should we read the solenoid? To produce uniform magnetic field. How will you produce uniform magnetic field in the laboratory? You have to answer, it is produced by the solenoid. Look, this Ampere's circuital law is applied for considering this Amperian loop in the long solenoid in the form, this is A, B, C, D, A. So for Amperian loop, we can write this B dot dl. This LHS is made up of B dot dl from A to B for this Amperian loop, plus B dot dl from B to C for this side. DL length is the BC. This is B dot dl again, plus B dot dl from C to D, this one outside the solenoid, and finally plus B dot dl from D to A, and this is for the closed loop. We have written the Ampere's circuital law. Pay attention here that for the second and fourth terms, second means from B to C, look from B to C, and fourth this A to D, D to A, so this is D to A. These length, this is the length and this is the direction of magnetic field. Both are at 90 degree. So B dot dl is B cos theta, B dl cos theta. So B dl cos theta will become 0 for theta equal to 90 degree. And similar will be the case for this fourth term, that theta is 90 degree. So B dl cos theta will be 0. Look here. So these two terms will become 0. What about the third term, that this CD, but here at the outside the solenoid, for a long solenoid, outside it the magnetic field is 0. So since B is 0, that is why this term is also 0. So what is LHS left? Only B dot dl. And this B dot dl, we can write this. What is dl for LHS? So LHS is Ampere-Circuital law. It gives the dl. We have selected dl from A to B, and A to B or C to D is the length h. We have supposed that length of rectangular Amperian loop is h. So what will we write here? BH. Next, to calculate RHS, mu naught is constant permeability of free space. What is I enclosed? How will you find I enclosed? Look, that I enclosed means that in the rectangular loop ABCDA, that is Amperian loop, number of turns, let n be the number of turns per unit length. Per unit length. If this is the length h and suppose these are the turns, dot means the current is perpendicular upward and cross current is downward. Since the number of turns are suppose n per unit length, number of turns of wire, then NH will be the total number of turns, and in the loop, Amperian loop, and current associated with all these loop will be, what will be? I enclosed. So I enclosed can be written as NHI. So if we will write here, therefore BH equal to mu naught this NHI. So what we will get? That therefore B for a solenoid inside will be mu naught N I, where N is number of turns per unit length. We see that this expression is free from length and diameter of the solenoid in the ideal case. And where is this magnetic field? Inside the solenoid in the form of parallel lines. This is the ideal magnetic field produced by the solenoid, and it is just like the electric field produced by the capacitor, parallel plate capacitor in between its plates. Now, if in the tube, that is the long solenoid, here it is the hollow tube of cardboard, you put a magnetic material rod, what will we observe? That first case, if we put the rod inside the solenoid, magnetic material, its permeability suppose is mu, permeability of the medium is mu. So in the case that B will become mu Ni. Or if you put the rod having relative permeability mu R, then what will become the magnetic field? Mu naught mu R Ni. In both the cases, if you put the rod inside the hollow core or hollow tube, then the magnetic field increases. So in this way, magnetic field increases. Secondly, this expression is free from length and diameter also. And what will be the expression at the end of solenoid? That is, at the end of solenoid, we write the magnetic field is half mu naught Ni. Why half mu naught Ni? Because we may consider the solenoid is made up of two equal halves, and the resultant magnetic field is the total sum of all the magnetic fields produced by individual halves. So at the extreme points, we have seen the magnetic field lines for the long solenoid and actual one, not the ideal one. We find that field lines, they are supposed to be like this. Suppose this is the, I have shown the field lines. in this way. So along the axis they are supposed to be almost parallel for the real one solenoid, and here these field lines for the particular unit area number of density decreases. You can also say at the end that is the reason half mu naught Ni. So in this way, why magnetic field lines? They are parallel along the axis of solenoid within the interior for the point far away from the axis of the surface of the solenoid tube. We find the magnetic field is uniform. Thank you. In the next video we will discuss further about the magnetic effect of current.